This video explains how to solve problem number 2 on the 6th worksheet on volume. If you need to first refresh your knowledge on volume, please visit the Khan Academy video links found at the top of the worksheet. Alright, let's read the problem first. So it says, a sphere is inside a cube so that it touches every side of the cube. If an edge of the cube is 5 inches, what is the difference between the volumes of the cube and of the sphere in cubic inches? Round your answer to the nearest hundredth. Alright, so the key to solving any volume problem is correctly drawing or envisioning the figure described in the problem. In this problem, there's a sphere that fits inside a cube so that every side of the cube is touching a part of the sphere. Pause the video now and try imagining such a figure. If possible, try drawing this figure and labeling the dimensions that are given in the problem. Hopefully you got a figure that looks something like this. Alright, so the goal of this problem is to find the difference between the volume of the cube and the volume of the sphere. Therefore, we need to first find these volumes. Let's start with the volume of the cube. Refer to the formula or equations sheet to find the formula for the volume of a cube. You should find that the volume equals the side cubed. We are told in the problem that an edge of the cube is 5 inches. So this is the measure of the side, and in a cube all sides have the same measure. So we can write 5 in for the side. 5 cubed is the same thing as 5 times 5 times 5, which is 125. So now we have the volume of the cube. Alright, so now we need to find the volume of the sphere, which requires a bit more thinking. Refer to the formula or equations sheet to find the formula for the volume of the sphere. So you should find that the volume equals 4/3 times pi times r, which is the radius cubed. Now, the length of the radius is not obvious, but it is possible to find. Recall that the sphere touches every side of the cube. Let's try thinking of only 2 sides of the cube. I'll draw it like this, that are parallel to each other. Since the sphere touches both of these sides of the cube, it'll look something like this. So now the diameter of the sphere is actually this distance here, which happens to be the distance between these 2 sides. Pause the video now and try to figure out the distance between the 2 sides of the cube. You should find that the distance is 5, since there is a bottom to the cube, which I'll draw right there, and this connects the 2 sides. And remember, all side measures of a cube are equal, so this will be 5, which means that the diameter is 5, making the radius of the sphere half of 5, or 2.5. Now that we know the radius, we can solve for the volume of the sphere. So let's return to this equation. So now we have 4/3 times pi times 2.5 cubed. Using your calculator, you should find that this equals 65.45. And here we're rounding to the nearest hundredth because the problem asks us to do so. Now that we have the volume of the cube and the volume of the sphere, all we have to do is subtract the volume of the sphere from the volume of the cube. So we'll get 125 minus 65.45, and this equals 59.55. So we get the answer A.